Pawan, I think your environment's a little bit noisy. I'm just going to mute you there in the background. Here we are. We're live now. It's the Agile Ventures marketing meeting. We've got Sam and Pawan and Blandine and somebody and an anonymous person. And yeah, that we are here. So Lara sends her apologies. She can't make it. We've got another person coming in. Welcome to all. So yeah, we're now. This is the kind of notes from the previous meeting. Let's just go into what do we have here? It's now Thursday, and it's the 13th of July or something. And I guess items that I have for the meeting are about updating the bot. Do I have other things? I guess I'm not. They will maybe occur to me. Blandine, did you have items for the meeting? You right, Blandine? Can you hear me okay?
Excuse me. Right. I would like to talk about my blog posts.
Yep.
And Hootsuite.
Hootsuite. Yeah.
And that's all.
Great. Oh, that reminds me. I'm going to talk about Twitter. Federico is here. Cool. All right. Federico, yes. Hey, do you have some items?
I don't think so.
No worries.
If I think of something, I'll let you know.
Excellent. All right. Great. And Pawan, I sort of assume that you're just observing for the moment. If what we usually do at the beginning is, if we have items, if you have things you'd like us to chat about related to Agile Ventures, then by all means let us know. But yeah, I'll just carry on and doing the other thing that we also usually do is go through our previous action items. I guess this is going to be the new action items here. Yeah, I have done some things. I've updated the existing bot message. So it's now mentioning the what's it called, special offer that we have going on. And I like to think that I've empowered others to make changes in the welcome bot. I tell you what I didn't do. What I didn't do was this morning's blog in which I described how to make those changes. I didn't submit a pull request for that.
So you actually walk step by step how to do it?
Yes, more or less. Okay. I think there may be a question of permissions that we will need to set up with you. Like if you actually want to, but I mean, in the first instance, you can submit. It's basically just submitting a pull request to a repository. So, I think you've probably got that covered.
Sure. But thanks for not forcing me to go through all that just to change that.
Indeed. I thought it was, good for me to do it, and then I've got it documented how it's done, and then if there's some need for it to be changed in the future, I'll still be able to. What I've also done is I've made it so that it's much easier for me to update the existing bot message. So right. I can do it via what's it called? Basically we have this thing Doku on Azure, and now it's just like a Heroku deploy. It's much easier than it was before. So.
Right. Okay.
Cool.
Good job.
Thank you. Sorry it took so long.
No problem.
I think that was Marufa joining us, maybe.
Yes.
Hey, Marufa, how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Excellent. Is there? We just finished. We just moved into the previous action items. Did you have any items for the agenda today?
No, I think I'll save it for Monday.
No problem at all. All right. Yeah. So we're just noting we've got the bot message updated. With the other nice thing is that I've moved it off EC2 and onto Azure. So potentially that's a $5 a month saving for us. So that's very pleasing. Lara's not here today. Federico, yeah, you were exploring uploading user data into HubSpot. We had a bit of a discussion about it on Monday. Anything further to report there?
Well, we failed to schedule a session, Lara and I. So I guess we'll have to do that.
Okay.
I'll contact her right after the meeting. Yeah.
So that's the action item. Yeah, is Federico's schedule session with Lara.
I'm just trying to catch up. Are we keeping I don't know what you guys are doing. Are you keeping or is that still ongoing?
HubSpot?
Keeping HubSpot?
No.
Hootsuite.
Are you keeping that?
Hootsuite?
Or are you changing? Yes.
Sam?
On Hootsuite? There's a question about Hootsuite.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know that there would been any had there been a discussion of changing away from Hootsuite?
No. Not that I know of.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, there was just your concern that they charged us. Did that get fixed?
Yeah. I mean, they basically ended up charging us a lot of money in advance, and I went and spoke to them about that, and they put that back, and then they're now charging us monthly. So, you know, I mean, it's still a question. I mean, there's still, I guess, a question that we have, like, you know, is it worth the money that's available? But it's like 40 pounds a month, I think. You know, and Federico, you seem to be convinced that it had some value for us, and I know that Blandine's using it, so
right.
I'm certainly happy to keep on, you know, try it out for a couple of months and then kind of reflect on, you know, like we can certainly afford using it for. That was my concern about, like, committing to the entire year. That's a much bigger commitment than just sort of using it, you know, and paying for a couple of months and then being able to reflect on, like, you know, could we get this service somewhere else for free? Is it delivering what it needs? Yeah.
Right. And actually, that does remind me of an item, Sam. You posted about getting the newsletter items out to social media.
Uh-huh.
And I guess I could, through the Hootsuite platform, get those out.
Yeah.
Since we had the Hootsuite session, we talked about me in July sort of, you know, working through it at Hootsuite and have Laura supervise this and have Blandine do the action plan.
Okay.
So that'll give me an excuse to get in there and send some stuff out.
Well, let's come back around to that as we go through the other things in the meeting. Just going through the previous action items. So Matt not here. I guess I'll check in with him individually there. Marufa, did you get a chance to print the screen of your block?
No.
Oh dear. Okay.
No,
Sorry?
I will do it. I'll do it in the weekend. I will do it.
Okay.
I will do it in the weekend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Can I just say, yesterday I did an interview with one of the members, premium members, and today I'm going to do another one. So when I put my my documents, like feedback together, I will also do the other action items.
Okay, great. Okay, well, that's a great report on that's fun. Great stuff. Okay, I'm just going to add that into the notes there. Okay. Fantastic. All right, so we've got the listings thing. I haven't moved forward on. Great work, everybody, to greeting people. We could also look at, like I say, I've made the general greeter bot that greets people in individual channels, like in their personal channels, that could be used on other channels. I don't know if that's a great idea or not. There's the personal touch versus, people feeling that they're being talked to by robots and so on. But maybe we can discuss that in the main meeting. There we go. Federico, yes. So you're doing your 10 minutes a day now on the podcast?
Yes, and that's actually working out. Let's see, sort of. I was busy on Monday, but today, early this morning, I got 30 minutes in to sort of make up for the 3 days.
Okay.
And that was, it was a lot more pleasant and didn't seem like such a drag. And I'd say it's at about maybe 50% now.
Okay, cool. That's great progress. I'm for this one, there's a survey to all members. I think I'm waiting for results from the premium for that one, which Marufa's doing her interviews. It's I think fantastic, Marufa. It's just going to be so valuable. I think Mike, there is, if people are interested in further discussion of these concepts for doing learning on the data, discussion in the data mining channel. we might move towards animated GIFs. Next week, I sort of switched over to focus on bots. The fast forward. So I actually had a chat with the fast forward people who were asking about what we do, and they were saying, yes, oh, that sounds, like our. The fast forward. This was Matt mentioned it. Basically, they are a kind of a non-profit technology accelerator. That means anything to anybody? You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Yeah.
Federico?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, and so, but no, I had a positive chat with them, and yeah, no, I can't find the email, but that I think they had something like about we need to have been in business for a year before they can offer us stuff, but they were recommending for us to apply to their program, so that's kind of positive. So I need to do that application thing.
Would you be able to make it to Silicon Valley?
If people pay me enough money, anywhere in the world. So they didn't seem to. I mean, I was sort of saying we were a UK charity, and so they didn't seem to cause them to blink, particularly in that regard. I'm trying to find the email, but anyway. So that's. Oh, there we go, Jacob. I was talking to. Yeah, he was. Yeah, he says, since you are developing an original technology as a non-profit through your site and associate web pages, you are eligible for Fast Forwards programs. To start, I recommend that you submit us to the non-profit directory. AV would be eligible for our accelerated program, although the application for next round of accelerator won't go live until next spring. I've added you to our mailing list and so on. So that's, something in the... Yeah, it wasn't a requirement of us. There's other people who need us to have had accounts for a year. But yeah, they're doing their next round of funding in spring. So that's...
Okay.
Yeah, I've got that as an action for me. Anyway, and then for the previous meeting we had the other. So I haven't done the press kit page. I guess we haven't started on documenting the newsletter process, Federico. That's kind of my bad. I was going to create a document to at least start it. Have I done this? Have I shared you that premium spreadsheet?
No.
Okay, I got to do that. I guess no HubSpot demo. And no progress on this other one. So we've got lots of existing standout items there. Okay, shall we go in then through our main agenda items? I guess so. Marufa, you didn't have agenda items. You said the reports, but yeah. So you've obviously got some people who have expressed an interest in doing the interview, and you did like an online 15-minute interview with one person already.
So I use Google Hangouts because it wasn't working. The application we're using now, and I don't know how long it was. It might have been for half an hour. It felt like a long meeting. So that was quite valuable.
Right.
And I have one for today, and that's all I've got. But after I get the feedback from them, I'm gonna send another email to everyone on the premium list and ask them again if they would be willing to have an interview. And from the feedback that I did get, I want to keep. I don't want to say it now.
Sure.
I think I should present it.
Definitely. And
also cross-reference depending on what the other interviewer participant says.
That sounds very sensible.
So then, talk about it then. And also regarding the newsletter, if anyone can post me any information so that I can start writing the articles.
Okay.
That'd be great. Yeah. So I'll do it this weekend. Yeah.
Okay. So we've got there. That's all post articles for new newsletter to Marufa.
Could you give us a reminder of the articles?
We've got a list, I think, from the previous. I thought we have here, so Marufa, Chatlio, Jitsi, Federico, the podcast episode release, Stitcher, Blandine, more stuff about her blogs.
Okay. Yeah, and that leaves room for maybe another last minute item or two.
Sure. Okay. And I guess, do just, post them via marketing so everybody can see these things, so we don't, in case Marufa's not available, someone else can take over.
And so I'll put it on a Google Doc, so it'll be fine.
Okay, great. Okay, so yeah, that's great. I've got to spend some time doing some of the simple things in the background. Yeah, so let's move up this way. Federico, yeah, newsletter items on social media via Hootsuite, add to plan. Yeah, I mean, I was looking at the Facebook page this morning and the Agile Ventures page this morning, partly because I was getting the bot message ready to send out. And so I just thought, well, you know, if we're greeting these individuals on Slack, why not, you know, pop the message onto there. Probably, yeah. I should have added a link to the premium mob page or something. Would have been sensible, but there you go. But I also noticed, you know, as a result of looking at that, you know, we've got, I mean, the Hootsuite, I think at the moment Hootsuite publishes to Facebook and LinkedIn.
Right, and then are actually blending.
No, for the moment, only published to LinkedIn.
Okay, so published to LinkedIn, but we've got these we've got these scheduled posts on Facebook.
Yes.
And so they're done by hand at the moment. Like, I mean, you Blandine or Lara
it's me.
Is you go into the Facebook interface and like schedule them manually at the moment, right?
But I think it will be great. We connect also Facebook to Hootsuite.
Okay. And is that difficult to do, to connect Facebook to Hootsuite?
I don't know.
Right.
But I don't have the password to connect Facebook to Hootsuite.
Okay. So we've got.
And I believe Laura maybe was going to do it, or she had like a little bit of a block.
It was some kind of block.
On something.
So anyway, but yes, that sounds like that can be done.
Yes.
And so at the moment, the posts that are going out are these kind of, I think we can see some of them here. They're like, you know, inspiring images, inspiring messages, and so on going on. Like this one, which is great. You know, we've got like, you know, person liking, you know, this about our plans and pricing, which sounds good to me. And other things. So this is great stuff. Yeah. So it seems like, is there any reason not to publish the individual newsletter items to the social media? I mean, presumably after the newsletter goes out, I guess. But is there any reason not to publish them to the social media platforms as kind of like bite-sized chunks?
I thought there was an issue. I thought there was an issue with links sending.
Oh yeah, go on.
Yeah, I thought like an article and it has a link to somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Read more. There was an issue, a pricing issue. Or that could have been just Twitter. I don't know. Sorry.
Oh, in Hootsuite. Yeah, maybe. But certainly, I guess, you know, that sounds like something that could be overcome. You know, maybe now that we have a different plan, when maybe we do have access to that. But yeah, I mean, I guess it seems to me that the particular thing that I also noticed when I was looking at our Twitter feeds is that our Twitter feed is kind of rather bare. I mean, it basically used to consist of, you know, our automated posts about pairings happening, and then we lost various functionality, and it kind of ended up being sort of ridiculous. But so I also posted here. Oh, look! So we've got now people have liked this. Have we now got more people following us? That's the question, because then we have to give them premium mob things. It would have been, I guess, ideally, it was a bit of a jump to it there. Oh, that was me liked it, but anyway. Yeah, so it feels like it would be good to get, you know, like if we're asking people to follow us on Twitter, and, you know, then it seems like it would be sensible to be occasionally posting things to Twitter. I guess, like I heard Lara say before that, I mean, in principle, we can have Hootsuite talk to Twitter, can't we? But that the kind of character limit made it sort of, you know, not so much fun, so to speak.
Well, I don't know about that.
Yeah, but I guess I would say, like, particularly if we're manually posting to Facebook, we could probably manually post to Twitter as well, right? Just a few things here and there.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, and so particularly if we can then, I mean, it doesn't have to happen immediately, but if we can automate this posting to Facebook, then that frees up some manual labor that could be manually posting to Twitter. And then ultimately, I guess where we would like to be is that it's all consistently going out onto all three platforms of Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn, right?
Right, and I think that's the value of Hootsuite. It cannot be automated.
Right, right.
So
yeah, particularly if we're paying it, we should use it for those things.
Right. So I'll look into that. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So there seems there's agreement that we'll try and do that. And we've got. So then, I mean, I guess I'll put Federico Lara on there. Now, if we go on then to Blandine, you had some other things that you wanted to say about Hootsuite?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I thought there was. I guess we've already covered and discussed all the Hootsuite related stuff then. So
I think so.
Do you want to mention your blog posts, Blandine?
Yes, I changed what you asked me to do on my blog posts.
Right.
Except Google Tag Manager article, because I do some search to better explain Google Tag Manager.
Sure. Great. Yeah, so I think I published one of your posts, the previous one, the one about the IP address custom filtering. So that's live now.
Yes.
And then I was saying, feel free to post that to Facebook and Twitter, and we can retweet it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But how can I post on Twitter?
Well, so on Twitter, do you have your own Twitter account?
No.
Okay.
No.
So in that case, I think what there's an action item there, which is, and maybe I can do that, is I get you the account details to get Marufa, what are the calls, Twitter account details, and then you can post.
Okay.
You mean Blandine?
I do mean Blandine. What would I do without you, Federico? Okay. And this is going to get worse as I get older. It's going to get worse as I get older. So your support for the this is care in the community of aging programmers. But there we go. Okay, great, Blandine, and I'll say again, I'm so pleased that Blandine's blogging, and it's just so lovely to see the blog posts, and particularly the most recent one, which isn't published yet, which definitely ready. But I guess given that we just published one, we'll wait a few days for the next one. But yeah, thank you so much, Blandine.
I did want to ask, Blandine, did I get anything wrong in the newsletter? Were all the facts right?
Excuse me, I don't understand.
The newsletter, the little piece about you, I just got it off of your blog post, but did I get anything wrong?
No.
Okay. You were happy with it?
Yes.
Okay, and there's been a few clicks, so that's good.
Okay.
Great. Yeah. Okay, so going on, we will actually, I've kind of covered already the Twitter, and yeah, so I think that's fine. I guess I'll just mention there on this is the Hootsuite. I imagine that like future social media posting plans could include like the newsletter items in them, so that it wouldn't be manual, right? Like the plan would include both the individual inspirational stories and then also newsletter items, right? It all could be automated at the beginning of the month, right? Yeah,
sure.
Cool. Okay, so that's good. I would love to connect up Twitter. So then I guess the only thing I've got left there is related to bots. So I guess I was sharing it in the channel previously. I guess I was just going to, well, let's go to that. That's probably the better place to show it there rather than revealing some person's, oh, you adding other discussion topic. Google Forms server responses posted in private marketing. Right. Okay. Yeah. So well, Federico's got the private marketing channel for stuff where we want to. Good segue actually for really concerned about data privacy for people. I now can't immediately find that channel. Is it to start with a P? Does it?
Yeah.
You've done private marketing. Yeah, I guess if it was marketing private, it would like naturally be found next to the thing there. But the I guess the things that you've posted in there is actually it's stuff from the it's stuff from the Elastic. You've done data dumps from Elastic Mail about who's been clicking on what, and that's there. And then there's been some discussion there about this, that, and the other. I guess the for the time being, Marufa is coordinating all of the responses from the survey and will present them all to us, sometime next week, I guess.
Can I say something?
Please.
Sure.
The surveys, they submit it, but it doesn't go to me. I thought you collect it if you press when they're on the survey.
Can you not see the survey results, Marufa?
Yeah, the results.
Can you see them? You can't see them.
I can't see.
You can't see the results.
No,
I know,
Sam.
Sam, I know that you posted the link to the actual forum in the marketing channel, and
okay.
previously you had posted the responses for the 2016 one. Like
right. Okay. So that's okay. Well, let me.
So that was basically my topic.
Okay. So yeah, I guess what I should do there, then is. Yeah, that's unfortunate if I've failed in that regard to share that because ideally, Marufa, you would have had access to that before conducting the what's it called, the interview. But better late than never. Yeah. So I think I have that set up so it's visible for sharing. But yeah, what I will do is just click on that. It's opened the wrong thing. If I share that, my computer is overheating itself again. Frustrating. I think it's just Google now needs a restart. But so yeah, I can see 12 responses.
Yeah, I don't have any of those.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think if I give you this, there's now 13 responses. If I give you this link, which I will now share in the private marketing channel, then you should have access to everything.
Yeah, because some of the members do reply back that they had it, not all of them. So I can't tell if
you could, but in that,
thank you.
Say that link there, and some of them will have the ones who've decided to be non-anonymous. They have their email addresses, so you can kind of connect up who has said about what. Okay, yeah, well, good. Glad we were able to address that, and apologies that wasn't shared earlier. Okay,
that's okay.
So that what I was about to do was share. I was going to go to the actual. Maybe Federica, could you rename private marketing to marketing private so that it ends up being next to the marketing channel?
Yeah, and I did that. Yeah, I'll avoid the confusion. I did that just so someone wouldn't get confused and post in the wrong one. But
okay, no, that's true. Maybe it's a feature rather than a bug. Yeah.
Well, whatever you like. I can...
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Let's not rush into it if that's a possible feature. Yeah. Let me just go and find. I thought I posted into the marketing channel a picture. Oh, I've also done the what's it called? I have done the marketing report for the NHS Wiki thing, and that's also gone into the thing. They kind of maybe we'll need more marketing support anyway. Marketing reports. Go on, Marufa.
I looked at that report. I just when I was reading it, it looked quite negative. So you first off went on about at the end. I remember it was saying that we don't have access to they won't have access to AdWords, Google AdWords, and right at the beginning you said that I can't remember. Can you remember how your the first thing that you wrote about in the report?
Well, the report. Yeah. Well, actually, maybe we should look at the report. The Go on.
Yeah, because the first point, I forgot what the point was, but that was quite negative. And then the last point, it's not our fault that we can't give them Google Ads, but that was not that negative. And in the middle, I just saw like 4 or 5 pictures without no explanation. And I just felt, I didn't understand the purpose of a report. Like, it didn't really... Sure. If you have a figure, then you should have something written center is saying, and that wasn't there. And if you're gonna have 2 negative points, we should have a good outcome as well. And I just didn't feel the balance from reading the report.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you felt that this beginning one, 154 rejected submissions, of which all were spam, was negative? That was the first
Just
point.
negative straight. Yeah, that was like just bang.
It's interesting. It's interesting that you interpret it as negative. It's actually very positive because
I couldn't tell.
Oh, you couldn't tell? No.
It didn't come across that way.
Okay.
And why is it positive? You can tell me, but a report should explain it.
Right. Yes.
Sorry.
No, I hear what you're saying. I mean, I think there's the context of like these are the specific things that the organization has requested that we report those things. Yeah. In order to make it reading for general consumption, we could add to the beginning of this and saying, you know, one of the key aims is to avoid spam submissions, and so rejecting 154 of them was very successful. So yes, the tone could be in changed to make it much more positive. Go on.
Yeah, because I don't really know what the criteria is, so when I'm reading it.
Sure, that's very useful to have for your impression from reading it. Yeah, I guess for each of the tables and diagrams, the idea is that they're kind of explained by again, each of these things here is like what the organization, the NHS HLP, has requested explicitly that we report. So they've said they want the top 10 visited pages. And actually, this one doesn't come out very well in that view. But yes, no, there certainly could be more text on each of them.
Yeah, the reason why I say, there could be more text is because they might be requiring a specific information, but without us explaining our interpretation of that data, they can interpret it in a way and we won't have influence. Does that make sense?
I understand what you're saying. Yeah. So there's an interesting question then of one could put more work into that. The question is whether, that's something that would be valuable to us and or them. But yeah, would you like to get involved in the creation of the third report?
Yes, I would. I wanted to last time, but it was a bad month. But yes, because I haven't really done much for the NHS and I want to be more.
Sure. Well, I think particularly if you've got ideas to make the report sound more positive and have a better impact, that sounds great. So, yeah, I mean, also I'm going to be away next month. So, yeah, basically it'll be August. Basically the first week in August, we need to put the part 3 report together. What I also tried to do in the report was I tried to place a link showing, where the data came from for each of the things. Okay. So in principle, you can get
I'm going to use
the same data. Go on.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'll use your format of this, just try and word it a little bit different.
Sure, yeah, that sounds great.
And before it's due, I'll make a table. I'll do it.
No, that's fantastic. Thank you. Yeah, well, no, great feedback. Marufa, next NHS report. So it's August 9th, we need it by. And Sam provides Marufa with all NHS report materials. So yeah, it's a combined moderation and marketing report, where the moderation of the website of the wiki is about ensuring that it's of high quality content. Okay, glad we covered that. That almost fell through the cracks. We were over here. What I was going to be doing, I thought I posted in here was here it is. It doesn't. It's annoyingly doesn't get. Why can't I make that bigger? That's so annoying. Why is there no way to? Oh, there we go. Now it's zooming. Thank you. All right. Whoa. Okay, that's just too much. I'm sorry. Oh, go on. This is again my computer not being as fast as I would like it to be. But so this now. Okay, please get bigger and bigger. This is what new people joining Slack will see. And I guess it's not allowed to go any bigger than that, which seems a bit ridiculous. I trust everybody can just about read that. So I took out the thing that was recommending people go to this GitHub site where we've got too much text and thinking, we're improving the Get Started page. Let's replace that with this shout out here. So this goes into you know, when somebody responds to the Slack invite and joins the Slack instance, they get this message from me. So that seems, you know, a reasonable thing to have. There's now a framework for updating it more easily. There's a question of, should we use greeter bots more? We could have a bot that, you know, or we can even have the bot behave and pretend to be me, which is maybe slightly. I mean, with the individual ones that we see here, like from my point of view, what I think is the huge advantage of having this kind of thing come from me is, rather like other Slack instances have, you know, a bot and it's got a picture of a robot and whatever, is that somebody responds to this, it comes back as a direct message to me, and then I can have like a follow-up conversation with them. Do you know what I mean? So I think that's really valuable as a way of sort of reaching out and trying to make a personal connection. You might say, oh no, you're deceitfully having this automated thing and having them pretend that it's you, but it's a bit like I'm sending out, you know, emails with my address on, or letters with my address on, and people can respond to my address, and then we can have a, you know, it's certainly a form letter kind of thing. Anyway, but so I have had, no one has complained about this, and you know, I have good conversations with new members of the community as a result of it, I think.
Sam?
Go on, Marufa.
No, it's nothing to do with the box, but when you say good response, is there like kind of data? Like when I gave the survey out and we have 13 people responding, and it's like been a week, like do you have kind of an estimate idea of how many people you're sending this out to and how many people are replying per week? Like
I can say that it gets sent out to everybody who joins Slack, and we have about 15 to 20 people join a Slack every week. So they all get it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes. And from that 15, would you say half of them maybe responds?
I would say no. I would say that I get 2 or 3 each week who say, okay, oh, thanks for welcoming me. Oh, by the way, can you tell me something about Agile Ventures? That sort of thing.
Okay, thank you.
And so the message content has just changed, and we could change it in future. The question before us is whether we would like to have, for example, something in new members that would do us like, you know, we can detect that, for example, these new members have joined, and the bot could greet them, and it could even greet them as me. We've got Blandine doing some greeting there, me doing some greeting there. We've kind of, you know, Lara doing it. I mean, I think that's, I think actually, if we're all happy doing it and continue doing it, to have it come from a few different people like this is, you know, real people, is probably much nicer than a bot in new members. Would you agree?
Yes.
So I guess nobody's saying, oh, Sam, you should build a bot that will greet people in new members.
I prefer, from the feedback I got yesterday, I think this is better than having a
bot. Great.
Yeah.
Cool.
So if I could just
go on,
talk about it for a second. I think it's better if it's, you know, now that everyone's helping out, Blandine's been helping out this past week, and Laura and Marufa and Matt and everyone. I think that works out better because we're actually sort of reading what they have to say usually. I mean, we could talk about when they join. We might have something automated there. But in terms of all the other, like when they introduce themselves or just say hi,
yeah,
we can sort of gauge what their experience is, or what they're trying to, if they're trying to navigate, if they're lost, and respond accordingly.
Mm-hmm.
I did have a question about the actual SamBot for the DM.
Go on.
I originally had in there in my message today, how do you guys feel about that? Like, sort of giving them a time limit, like us
Oh,
today.
okay.
I mean, I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know if that's
Yeah.
better or worse.
I think that sounds like a good idea. It's then difficult for us to work out whether they did do it within the day, and actually maybe we don't care, so we just say even if they do it the next. But yeah, that's yeah, makes sense to me. Anybody else have strong feelings about that?
I don't know what Federico said. Sorry, do you mind repeating it? Because I don't know.
Yeah.
Speakers.
If you could display it, Sam.
I will. I was just going to. I'll navigate back to it. So this.
Yeah, the greeter bot. Yeah. So originally in my suggestion, I said, like us today, and we'll give you a premium session. So the thing is about the term today, giving them a time limit to do it. Marufa, does that make sense?
Tap exactly to sign. Oh, the Facebook. Yes. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
So
impose an artificial time limit so that
No, that'd be a really good idea. Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
Because it's not ongoing. It shows them that it's to capture people's attention. Also, it just kind of shows them that it's limited. Afterwards, when they want to do it, it won't be available, and it might prompt them to do it.
Right. It encourages them to act now rather than putting it off.
Yes.
So, I mean, there's a danger that someone will be like, oh, gosh, I could have liked them, yesterday, but I didn't. So there is that danger. But then again, it might prompt more people to actually do it because they think there's a time limit. And we could forgive if they actually do it 2 or 3 days later.
Right.
We don't necessarily can say you have to do it right now or 1 day. We can say 2 days. Maybe that might be I don't know.
Today? Yeah, that's what I had originally, just today.
Well, I think there, you could then do like a pull request for specific changes that you wanted.
Can't we?
Go on, Marufa.
Can we just say for limited time, 48 hours?
We could, or we could say before the end of the week. Or I'm just saying, I think there are a number of options, and I'm just thinking maybe we don't have to decide right now exactly what it is. So maybe if I guess I would love to see the proposals in writing, and then we can compare and contrast rather than trying to come to an agreement on a particular one right now. So we can discuss further the relative merits of different time limits. I think the sound of we're all in agreement that a time limit is probably good. How best to phrase that? That's probably something we can work out outside of a meeting. Would you agree?
Potentially, it's probably best to actually have them written down and then discuss them in a meeting.
Okay. Well, shall we have an action item for Federico to prepare some alternatives, and we can. Yeah. And I would say you could even put them. I mean, we have. I guess it's maybe less effective for the marketing meeting, but if you do a pull request, then it's, or I don't know. We'll see. Let me put the action item. Federico. Alternate wordings for Sandbot. Okay. All right.
Yeah, let's move on.
Okay. So then I guess the only other thing, this is on greeting bots, is we also have this process where people join individual channels. And this is one of the interesting, so one of the things, people are coming into new members, and we're saying check out these projects, those projects, check out the site where on our getting started page it now tells people where to go, which Slack channels. But so we have things like here, so this person's a new member. I think it was said there was interesting Ruby projects. I mentioned a number of projects. He joined this channel. Now, for better or for worse, the way Slack is set up is there's no notification when a new member joins a channel like this. It doesn't, it doesn't even go white, right? Like a new member might have joined one of my project channels, and I will have no indication of it until I navigate to that channel. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. And I think actually I noticed Clement
Yes.
had joined the channel recently, and you didn't notice it until there was some
other activity,
some other post, and then that's
Right.
when you said hi to them. Yeah.
Exactly. So that was the same thing here, is having navigated it to post something else. Oh, then I'm saying like, welcome. So we could have a bot and it, you know, installed on the channels, so that for the project channel that, and it could even do it as me. I don't know that we can do it as other people. It could still also be a bot, where when a person joined the channel, it would greet them and could have a stock message like saying, great to have you with us, and, you know, see this documentation to get set up with the project. Do you know what I mean? So it'd be like a project specific greeting bot to ensure that when somebody joined the channel, they would get the information about how to get set up with the project. Go on, Marufa.
What the project is about, what language each project.
Indeed, it could also supply that sort of information. Yes.
Okay, that would be really good.
Yeah, I think it would be good because it would lessen the burden of the project manager to
Right.
be on the lookout to post it, because like you said, they might not be aware of it, especially if they don't check it every single day.
Right. And also it's something that we would be, as well as helping individual members, we'd be helping the other project managers. And so other projects like, you know, the new German one that I can't pronounce, Rundfunk, something or other, you know, we could offer it as a service to the individual project managers, and then they could choose what contents they wanted to go into the greeting bot and turn it on or off or what have you.
Yeah, so I think it's a good idea. I think we should make an action item.
All right. Yes. I'm trying to go here. We go. Right. So yeah, so Sam, project greeting box. Okay. Well, I think that's our meeting. Does anybody else have any other business? If not, I think I was trying to draw it to a conclusion, and I'll spend 5 minutes ticking off some of my simpler action items. Next meeting at the usual time on Monday. Thanks, everyone. I just also say, Pawan, great to have you with us. Did you have any questions or thoughts related to the meeting? And feel free to use the text chat at the side. Okay. And I see, yeah, that you did have a question there from a few minutes ago. Sorry, I didn't see that immediately. Following the greeting, if I may add, as a new person to the community, interested to quickly understand what's in it for me. Okay. And so, Pawan, you're talking about the kind of the general greeting bot that would greet the individual people in their private channels. Yes, and I think we've got it's a good point. We could have more explanation in here. There's a trade-off of I think the more text we put in, the less likely that people read about it. And it's I know for you coming in, that was maybe an important question for you, and I'm sure it's an important question for various people. The question I would then think is that, you know, is this the right place to put it in? Should we have more of that information at other points during the sign-up process? Follow-up. Well, yes, indeed. I mean, and that's another thing then, is that what we do have the capacity to do is to send further automated messages, almost a bit like a kind of a drip campaign, to say, oh, by the way, I mean, this is, I think, something that connects in with that what the HubSpot thing might ultimately do for us. Like if we had a framework where, you know, after 2 days, if there hadn't been any activity for the person in Slack, or if it, you know, or what, I don't know, or even if they had, that it would say, oh, by the way, Agile Ventures is a registered UK channel. Like I've heard people, like there are certain companies that just like to onboard their new developers. Like they kind of every couple of days, they get sent a little bite-sized piece of information about, oh, and by the way, you know, the company policy on blah, blah, blah is JA, and that kind of stuff. So yeah, there's a lot of possibilities there.
So that's a good idea. And we could potentially work that through the greeter bot that you set up with Docu, with Azure.
Yeah. I mean, it would require a more sophisticated, like the bot that this one that's posting this message is really simple. It's like so simple. It's just ridiculous. It's just monitoring Slack for these the instance join events, and then it sends the message. In order to like kind of send another message in a couple of days, it becomes not impossible, just becomes slightly more complicated. I think, but even before we looked at the implementation of it, the interesting thing would be to think about what would be the kind of drip campaign that we would want to have, for people, and what kind of variation. I guess we should start simple. It's like, for example, 2 days later, we just say, by the way, if you haven't chosen a project to join yet, then check out so and so and what have you.
Yeah, so that's a good idea. Yeah, thanks, Pawan. I think we should discuss further, like the actual messages, like you said.
Yeah.
And then sort of start thinking about
discuss
how to implement it. Yeah.
Further messages from Sandbot. And I mean, it's kind of. I mean, the other thing. I mean, we don't have resources for all it. Is we could be doing these drip campaigns with the emails, so that when people sign up, that they. Although to be honest, I don't know about anybody. Just check. It's not just me, right? Everybody's getting these. Whenever you sign up for something these days, you get like an email. You immediately get an email, and then you get an email like 12 hours later, and then 48 hours later, and 96 hours later. It's not just me, right? It's everybody's getting those. Yeah.
I don't know that often.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
So no, maybe you don't experience them so much, Marufa. But basically, like if you from my experience, like if I'm paying for Hootsuite, well, even then they're still sending me off. But like if I kind of like sign up for somebody's newsletter, or my email goes somewhere on like I basically get this sort of dripping series of emails, which can be quite personal and like quite sort of cajoling, and it's like, oh, hey, we didn't hear from you for like 2 days. We want you're set up with your blah, 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 blah account. Let's move on to the next step. And by the way, you know what I mean. But so okay, I guess Blandine.
I know exactly what you're talking about, but I feel as marketing is moving forward, it's happening less because it can be. I feel that in marketing, if you keep bombarding your users or your members or your customers, and they do send it, like Apple sends every couple of months, but it varies. But so, like, depending on the length,
totally.
It shouldn't be, yeah.
Yeah, and I think I mean, Apple is, I'm a member. I've got their computers. I mean, yeah, I'm not bothered to get a reasonable email from them once every couple of months. I think it's with these organization that I've just signed up, and if I get like 3 emails from them cajoling me over the course of the week, and they're it's like a lot of pressure. But yeah, so it's absolutely it's getting the balance right. I mean, so I think we could be sending out follow-up emails to people once they've started and once they've signed up, and or follow-up Slacks. I mean, I guess sensibly we need a coherent plan so that we don't irritate people, and actually we provide value to them in terms of understanding how to get the most value out of Agile Ventures.
Correct.
All right. Okay. Well, I think that's our meeting. Is that I think that was Marufa joining and rejoining. Okay, Pawan, thanks so much for joining in, and also adding a great suggestion, which we'll discuss in the future meeting. With marketing meetings on Mondays and Thursdays at the same time. Thanks, everyone. See you all again real soon.
Bye.
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 All right. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye, Faruka.